Most mobility loss after 60 doesn't start with a sudden injury or a dramatic fall. It starts much more quietly than that. It starts with a chair. We often think of aging as a natural decline in strength, but the truth is that much of what we call aging is actually the result of a specific hidden habit that most of us don't even notice. This habit is quietly weakening legs and stealing balance from millions of older adults every single day. If you are between the ages of 18 and 50, you might be watching this for your parents, your grandparents, or even for your own future self. The reality is that the way we spend our afternoons and evenings is setting the stage for how well we will move 10 or 20 years from now. Think about a typical day. It involves sitting during meals, sitting while watching the news, sitting during long phone calls with family, and sitting 4 hours while reading or browsing the internet. It feels like rest, but for the human body, too much of this specific type of rest is a slow-motion disaster. Today you will discover the sitting mistake that slowly steals mobility and the simple daily fix that can reverse the damage before it becomes permanent. If you stay until the end, I'm going to reveal a movement so simple that it can be done in any living room, yet it is more effective at protecting independence than almost any expensive gym machine. The hidden danger of sitting is that it feels completely harmless. Unlike lifting something too heavy or running too fast, sitting doesn't cause immediate pain. This is why it is so easy for seniors to sit more than they ever realize. Statistics show that older adults are often the most sedentary age group, sometimes spending 10 hours or more every single day in a seated position. This sedentary lifestyle isn't just about being lazy. Often, it is a response to feeling tired or having minor aches. However, this creates a dangerous cycle. The more we sit, the more our bodies adapt to that sitting position. Our muscle fibers begin to shrink, our joints lose their natural lubrication, and our nervous system starts to forget how to coordinate complex movements. This leads to a noticeable decline in balance and a much slower walking speed. Mobility loss usually happens slowly, 1 millimeter at a time, until one day the stairs feel significantly harder than they did last year. You might think you're just getting older, but in many cases, your muscles are simply reacting to the constant pressure of the chair. But what is the worst sitting position? And why is the duration more important than the posture? The specific habit that destroys senior mobility isn't just about sitting. It's about long, unbroken sitting sessions. This means sitting for 1 to 3 hours without ever standing up. We see this most often during TV marathons where one episode leads into another, or during long computer use while checking emails and social media. Even the common afternoon nap in a favorite recliner can contribute to the problem. When a senior sits for several hours without a break, the hip muscles essentially shut down. The brain stops sending strong signals to the glutes and the hamstrings because they aren't being used. Over time, leg strength declines to the point where the simple act of standing up requires a massive effort. You might notice this after watching 3 episodes of a show in a row or sitting for a long period immediately after a heavy meal. This is the moment when the posture collapses and the body begins to stiffen. But here's the truly shocking part. Researchers have found that sitting does more damage to your legs after just 30 minutes than most people realize. To understand why this happens, we have to look at what occurs inside the body during these long sessions. First, there is muscle shutdown. Your glutes, which are the largest and most important muscles for walking and balance, effectively go to sleep. When the glutes deactivate, the lower back has to take over the work, leading to chronic back pain. Next, the thigh muscles weaken, making it harder to stabilize the knees. This leads to joint stiffness. The hips tighten up because they are kept in a flex position for hours, and the knees stiffen as the fluid that keeps them moving smoothly begins to settle. Even the ankles lose their flexibility, which is a major contributor to trips and falls. Furthermore, your circulation slows down significantly. Without the leg muscles pumping blood back up toward the heart, fluid can pool in the lower legs, making them feel heavy and swollen. This leads to a decline in balance and a much higher risk of falling because the legs no longer react quickly to a slip or a stumble. You can see this in action when someone tries to stand up slowly, having to hold onto furniture for support just to get their bearings. That feeling of being stiff as a board after sitting is your body's warning light flashing red. There are early warning signs that most seniors and their families completely miss. These are the subtle clues that a sedentary lifestyle is already affecting leg strength and mobility. The first sign is that standing up from a low couch or a chair starts to take a noticeable amount of effort. If you or a loved one needs to use their arms to push off the seat every single time, that is a sign of declining leg power. Another sign is that the first few steps after standing feel incredibly stiff or shaky. If you find your walking speed has slowed down significantly or you have started taking shorter, more tentative strides, your body is trying to compensate for a lack of stability. You might also notice a tendency to avoid stairs or a feeling of weakness in the legs after a long afternoon of resting. Some people even start furniture walking, which means touching tables and walls as they move through the house because they don't trust their balance. If you have noticed even two of these signs, your sitting habit may already be affecting your mobility. The good news is that mobility can improve faster than most people think, and you don't need a gym or fancy equipment to fix it. Before we continue, today's video is supported by Advanced Memory Formula from Advanced Bio-Nutritionals. If you've been feeling more forgetful, distracted, or mentally foggy as you age, this formula is designed to support memory, focus, and long-term brain health with ingredients like bacopa, ginkgo biloba, blueberry, and alpha-GPC. It's also backed by a 90-day money-back guarantee, so you can try it with less risk. Results can vary, and it's not meant to diagnose or treat any condition, but if you want to support sharper thinking as you get older, check the link in the description. The 30-minute rule works well. Simply stand up every 30 minutes no matter what. A 1 or 2 minute stand will wake up the muscles and readjust your posture. You only need to break the motionless cycle, not sprint far. You can stroll to the kitchen for water, march in place for 60 seconds, or do some gentle leg stretches during this break. Stand up during TV commercials and when you complete a book chapter. This makes the habit manageable and easy. No gym or special equipment needed. Simply splitting up your sitting time keeps muscles from shutting down and joints lubricated. Standing up is nice, but one movement protects senior mobility more than most. Sit to stand workout. Its potency comes from flawlessly replicating the most crucial human movement. It boosts coordination, balance, and leg strength. Find a non-slip chair to do it right. Sit in the front with your feet flat on the floor and shoulder width apart. Stand gently without using your arms to push off. Then slowly lower yourself until your seat hits the chair. The key is slowly. Slowing stresses the muscles throughout their range, 5 to 10 times. Simply doing this twice a day can greatly increase independence. It helps you walk, get in and out of cars, and move around your home without worry. A practical daily movement program is needed to make this permanent. 5 sit-to-stands after breakfast will prepare your legs for the day. Follow the 30-minute rule in the afternoon. Stand and move for 2 minutes every half hour of sitting. Try a 5 to 10 minute nighttime walk around the house or neighborhood. This complete regimen requires less than 15 minutes of work per day, but the health benefits are huge. Build a body that supports your lifestyle, not one that restricts it. This is about emotional payback, not simply muscles and joints. Mobility liberates. It is the capacity to live independently in your house, play with your grandchildren on the floor, shop without assistance, and avoid walkers and canes as long as possible. Protecting mobility protects dignity and quality of life. It means living at home longer and reducing the worry of a life-changing fall. Standing instead than sitting invests in your future independence. Start protecting your freedom by standing up. It's never too late to start if your legs feel heavier or you're worried about a parent's balance. The body is robust if given the appropriate cues. I want your comments now. How many hours do you or your family spend sitting daily? Discuss ways we can move more and stay strong. Thanks for watching, and your next move matters most.